Anthropic just dropped Claude Opus 4.6, and this might be the most powerful AI model you can access right now. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real benchmarks, show you exactly how to use it completely free, and actually test it live so you can see if it's worth your time. Let's dive in. So what makes Opus 4.6 different from everything else out there? According to Anthropic's official release, this model brings massive improvements in coding, reasoning, and long context tasks. But here's what really matters. The benchmarks show it's beating GPT-5.2, Gemini 3 Pro, and every other frontier model on multiple key evaluations. Opus 4.6 scored 1,606 points. Compare that to GPT 5.2 at 1,462, Opus 4.5 at 1,416. That's a 144-point lead over GPT 5.2, which translates to Opus winning roughly 70% of head-to-head comparisons. Now let's talk about coding performance. On Terminal Bench, the industry standard for agentic coding tasks, Opus 4.6 hit 65.4% accuracy. GPT 5.2 reached 64.7%, which is close, but Opus 4.6 still takes the lead. More importantly, on this test, which tests real software engineering tasks, Opus 4.6 scored 80%. That's essentially tied with Opus 4.5, but significantly ahead of Sonnet 4.5 and other models. Now let's look at something critical for practical use. Long context retrieval. On this test at 1 million tokens, Opus 4.6 scored 93% and 76% at 1 million token context. Compare that to Sonnet, which only managed 10.8% and 18.5% at 1 million tokens. This is a game changer for anyone working with large documents, code bases, or research papers. For software failure diagnosis, Opus 4.6 achieved the highest accuracy, beating Opus 4.5 and Sonnet. This means the model is significantly better at debugging and identifying root causes in complex systems. And here's something that matters if you care about AI safety. On overall misaligned behavior tests, Opus 4.6 has the lowest score, meaning it's the most aligned model. Lower is better here, so it represents Anthropic's safest, most well-aligned frontier model to date. Alright, so the benchmarks are impressive, but how do you actually use this model for free? Let me show you right now. The best way to access Claude Opus 4.6 without paying is through LM Arena. Open your browser and head to LM Arena. Once you're on the home page, navigate to the direct chat section. Here you'll see a drop-down menu where you can select your model. Choose Claude Opus 4.6, or if you want the extended reasoning version, select Thinking. Now let's put this to the test with a real coding task. I'm going to ask it to build a Python script that scrapes product data from an e-commerce site with error handling and retry logic. This is a practical task that many developers and automation specialists actually need. As you can see, the model is generating a complete solution. It's providing the full Python code with imports, exception handling, retry mechanisms, and even documentation. The code structure is clean, follows best practices, and includes all the necessary components like user agents, timeout handling, and data validation. What's really impressive here is the model's ability to anticipate edge cases. It's not just giving you a basic scraper, it's building something production ready with proper error handling, rate limiting, and structured output. Now let's test its reasoning capabilities. I'll give it a complex business scenario. I'm asking it to analyze a SaaS company's growth strategy with limited budget, considering market positioning, customer acquisition costs, and competitive landscape. The model is thinking through this systematically. It's breaking down the problem into key components, evaluating trade-offs, and providing actionable recommendations. This is the kind of strategic thinking that typically requires a senior consultant, and Opus 4.6 is delivering it in real time. Anthropic is pricing this model at $5 per million input tokens and $25 per million output tokens. That's 6 times more expensive than previous models, though it's also 2 times faster. For context, if you're running a typical development workflow with moderate API usage, you're looking at real costs. This isn't a model for casual experimentation on the API unless you have budget allocated. However, the free access through LM Arena is perfect for testing, learning, and lighter use cases. So when should you actually use Opus 4.6 versus other models? Use it when you need the absolute best performance on complex coding tasks, deep reasoning problems, or when working with massive context windows. For everyday tasks, general writing, or simple queries, Sonnet 4.5 is faster and more cost-effective. Think of Opus 4.6 as your specialist model, not your general-purpose workhorse. IT is genuinely impressive. It's beating GPT-5.2 and Gemini 3 Pro on multiple critical benchmarks, shows massive improvements in long context tasks, and maintains excellent safety alignment. If you're a developer, researcher, or knowledge worker dealing with complex tasks, this model is absolutely worth exploring. Drop a comment below if you've tried this latest model and let me know what you're using it for. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.